Last episode, we started a revolution at Wolves, dropping 150 million to bring in players who finally fit our system. And with talent like Kanza and McKennie helping us out, we get closer to pulling off the fabled Jeff Ball. Now, Wolves are sitting in 11th place, but before we get any further, it's time to kick off the AI-generated storyline for this episode. And the owner's come to talk to us. He wants to keep helping us improve the team, and he hired us an advisor to help the players' technical skills. So welcome Marcelo, our new technical coach. He's gonna give us a boost to passing and ball control, but this might come at a cost, so keep your eyes peeled for the rest of this episode to find out what happens there. But we get the immediate benefit. So passing error and first touch control error are both reduced by 3 to reflect the new coaching. And we also have a new face for both myself and our talented youth player Philip Andrich, who finally has a real in-game face. He's looking a bit like Ibrahimovic, and honestly, I think that's kind of fitting. The description the AI gave for him back in episode 1 was that he was very technically gifted, but selfish, which could probably be used to describe the Swedish player as well. So Andrich takes the field for this one in the cup game against Everton, and he is on full display yet again. This kid is something special. By God, what a strike from outside the box. He hasn't been starting in the league, but these cup games have been impressive. That was just an incredible wonder strike from this kid. So on we go. We're not only winning, but starting to win good. 59% possession. We are slowly but surely starting to see the effect of our tactics on this team. Like I said, we're up to 11th in the league, and we are now 10 points away from Europe, which was our goal at the beginning of the season. Check this out though, the team are just playing so much better, more confident, spraying the ball around. Our new signings are just invaluable to our new style of play, and you can see McKennie here dropping into that little hole behind the striker. Although this move doesn't quite work out, we really are looking better. However, it all comes crashing down here as Raul Jimenez goes down under a nasty challenge and hits his head. Well, this could be devastating for the striker that just came back from a nasty concussion months out. And honestly, it's not looking so good. Kolasinac comes on, and unfortunately for us, it looks like our striker could be sidelined for quite some time. And things go south pretty quickly after that. We concede not one goal, but a second to eventually go on and actually lose this game after having just gotten into form, which is a blow. But it's a double blow, a defeat and an injury to our striker. Things get even worse. It is a confirmed concussion. He's gonna be out for 10 months, and not only that, he's made the decision to retire at the end of the season and not carry on at risk of another head injury. So we lose our star striker permanently, which is a huge blow to the team. And honestly, we might be looking at a player like Andrich to step in and be our backup striker. He can play center forward according to the game, so he's something to consider for sure. Now, with the team slowly starting to slip up a little bit here, we need to be careful. Morale's a little low after losing our star player up top, and not quite so good against Newcastle, who are picking up form in the league. And another loss here back-to-back means we are in a little bit of trouble. The spirit is slumping at Wolves, and it's not looking great at the moment. The mood is really low around the club. And not only that, a lot of players are unhappy with our new technical coach, which is what we had foreshadowed earlier. They think the training is boring and want to leave. Too much of a focus on possession, with a couple players wanting out. Despite the increase to passing and ball control, morale has taken a hit in several of our first team players. The exact players are Collins, Semedo, and Chiquinho. They want out of the club. They're not happy with the way things are being run. Not only that, but with Jimenez out, that means 4 of our first team players and most of our bench are either on their way out or already ineligible, so we are struggling bad at the moment. And with Swansea coming up in round 4 of the FA Cup, it's time to make something happen here. So Andrich, I'm going to give him a shot playing at striker. We've seen he can score goals, and hopefully he can deliver, because we need a little bit of depth. We just don't have that many other options. Costa left the club, Jimenez unavailable. Kolasinac, he's a player I like so far, but he hasn't really made a huge impact. And by God, Andrich does it again. Right place, right time. This guy does have a real instinct for scoring goals, and there is no doubt he's an incredibly technical player. We just need to get the best out of him and make sure that selfish side of his doesn't come to affect the team all that much. But so far, so good. And that technical ability, the ability to drop deep and link up play, is so good with this young kid. He not only scores goals and scores a second in this game, but sets up the whole move and facilitates the team. I am loving this player so far. With deadline day approaching, it's clear that a couple players want out, but we've already dropped 150 million this season, and with no budget left, really, I'm not gonna risk it. So a bunch of players are gonna stay, and although Jimenez is out, we just don't have the money to bring in a replacement. So Andrich is gonna be our backup striker for the rest of the season. He might not be starting every game, but he's gonna be given every chance, especially in the cup where he's shown he can do it already. So time runs up, there's no more frivolous spending of money for us, and with a league here to chase and trying to sneak ourselves into Europe, you know what? Andrich is gonna get a start here. And hopefully he can deliver on this form he's been in, and oh my lord, what a strike! Does that goal look familiar to anyone else? A little Van Persie-esque to me. Beautiful stuff. And the teenager has honestly been our best player the last few weeks. He is making waves in the Premier League and the FA Cup and Carabao Cup before that, all over England really. So you know what? Why not? I know Andrich isn't as high rated, but the kind of form he's in, you have to reward that. So he's gonna get another start here. And in the cup, I think he deserves it because he's been so good, but you know what? We were warned. He's technically gifted, but selfish. And we're starting to see shades of that here. Hanging onto the ball too long, trying a little too much, not making the easy passes. And even against a team like Portsmouth, it costs us at times, giving away really, really poor balls and just showing a little bit of that immaturity. Nothing we can't deal with, but starting to become more and more apparent. Even on fast breaks here, trying to take his man on, there's 3 or 4 options around him, and eventually just has a hit himself, and it's in the net again. He just cannot stop scoring goals. And despite honestly having a really poor 34 minutes so far, he still comes away with a goal. But I think we're starting to see this ego get to his head a little bit. Filip Andrich, again, too many touches, and with options ahead of him, goes for goal again. You could see the manager frustrated on the touchline. And I'm going to make a big call here. We're pulling our man off. Despite scoring a goal, this is absolutely unacceptable selfish play with the kind of possession, team-based play we're trying to instill in this team. He's subbed off in 43 minutes. It's a huge message to the team here. No player is above the club. And although we had that first goal, we show that we can do it more as a team here with a beautifully well-worked goal that is much more along the lines of what we want to see out of this team. We come away with the victory, but it's time for a team talk after this. We have to make it clear. The team comes first, selfish play will not be tolerated, and we make a statement by benching Filip Andrich. Although he's been good, will not be starting over the next couple of games at least. And with Chelsea up next in the cup, he misses his opportunity to show what he's got against a big team. So it's going to be Kalajic up top. Hopefully he can do the job in the absence of our striker who has been in good form. That's a big test here for Wolves though. We've been trying to play like a team like Chelsea. I think it's pretty clear though, we are not quite at that level, and hopefully we can come up against the odds. So we try to instill our play in this game, but man, against a pressing team like Chelsea, we not only struggle to just score goals, but even link up play and giving the ball away there. We are absolutely punished off the counterattack, and it's a reminder that is what top teams can do. We still are a long way off of getting there. So we're a goal down already, but the team honestly just struggles to even link a couple passes together. Not only once, but twice, and twice we are punished for it by Chelsea. Aubameyang, who scored the first one, assists the second. Fair play. Chelsea the better team on the day, and Wolves definitely punished by a team that has a lot more experience playing the way we want to be playing. Still a lot of work to do here despite the small improvements. And with Wolves still lingering in 11th place, 4 games left in the season, we have too big of a gap really to make up. Arsenal 17 points away. We don't have a ton to play for at this point. And with Kalajic having led the line for the last, I think, 6 games now, he's only scored twice. It hasn't exactly been great. And Andrich has been benched for 7 or 8 games at this point between all the competitions. He still has 7 goals and is our second leading goal scorer. So I think it's time to have a little chat. We're calling him back into our office. This is going to be his last chance. We're gonna tell him, this is it. You have one more chance to get out there and not play selfishly. If you listen to us, we will help you grow. And he says he's learned his lesson, so we're gonna get the player out there and see what he's got. Hopefully it's just a little blip in the radar of his career, but we're going to give him every opportunity to grow and learn from it. We want him to really show what he's got, drop deeper, link up play. I think he can be a great false nine, really, not only scoring but helping assist. And we're trying to get him to play like that, but you can see it's just not natural. This guy wants to hang on to the ball, and he's making an effort in these couple of games. Doesn't quite come off, especially against West Ham, but we are slowly but surely starting to see him get adjusted. A couple nice little flicks and tricks, getting rid of the ball a little bit sooner, and he's getting into these positions we want, deeper into midfield, which allows, exactly like we drew up, McKennie to get into those attacking positions. This is what we want to see out of the team. And although it hasn't quite fallen yet, we are seeing this player start to click for the first time, really to his full potential here. It's much, much better. And as we move things around here, finally, that deadly ball from Andrich gets pulled through for McKennie, coming exactly as we planned in that pre-game little illustration I had. The team is finally getting results, and Andrich at the helm is starting to show us what he can do as a more mature player. Not only hanging onto the ball too long and scoring goals, but spreading it around, really getting the best of both worlds. And McKennie scores 2 goals in 2 games here at the tail end of the season. This is why we signed him for that insane money last episode. And although the season ends with us in 12th place, not really getting the best results, we made some decent cup runs, and finally the team is starting to show signs of improvement. We do have a huge gap to close next season though, 22 points between us and Europe where we want to be. And I think we got a lot of work to do with this team. Honestly, if we take a look at the reserves, I think most of these players don't have a future here. And it's going to be a huge window for us to make some recruitment decisions. Players like Semedo and the unhappy players are going to be shown the door and transferred out. We're already getting some deals done. I think this is going to be a massive, massive window for us. And the owner comes to us and makes it clear we need to challenge for Europe. And although he supports us, if we don't deliver, there will be consequences. 20 players are on their way out and a dramatic rebuild coming up. The next generation will be coming for Wolves. So I hope to see you all next season. Here's another video if you want to keep the ball rolling on my channel, and I'll see you next time.